Japan is the most beautiful country on this beautiful earth, and I've dreamed about going there my entire life. And in September of this year, I finally did for 2 weeks. And I quickly realized that there were some things I did not know going into it that I wish I'd been told by somebody, maybe on, I don't know, say YouTube. So I'm going to be that person for you. If you're finding this video today, I'm going to give you some travel tips for your first trip to Japan so you don't make some of the same mistakes that I did. Tip number 1. Now this especially applies if you are in Japan in one of the hotter seasons, especially the summer. Bring a towel, like something you could just like do a little dabby do on your forehead, because you will be sweating a lot. It is very humid. It is very intense heat at times, and there's not paper towels really in Japan at restaurants or in bathrooms or anything like that. So I would say go to a convenience store, get a tiny little towel that you can bring around with you always, because I'm not joking, you will get disgusting. I was vile the first couple days I was in Japan because I didn't know, and when it hit 100 degrees, good God, I became a lake. So definitely get yourself a little towel to take around with you. You will not regret it. Tip number 2. Quiet on the train. So there's a lot of etiquette that goes along with Japan, and if you've lived in Japan or visited often, you start to pick up the little things here and there. But there are some things that people don't tell you about when you're first going there. One being that it's kind of common knowledge to people in Japan that you are to be quiet on the train, not cause a ruckus, not cause a stir. It is such a peaceful place. Keep it peaceful. Just like be on your phone, vibe, and you'll tell very quickly if you're on a train. It's going to be very quiet, so it'll be really weird if you're being loud. So don't be that guy. Be quiet. Tip number 3, get some cold naps. Now there's these little convenient things you can buy in like little like plastic like little bags of cold wet naps that you can put on your neck during the summer, and oh my god, they are lifesavers. They are phenomenal. And just like I mentioned in the first tip, bring in a towel. These things will be just the double whammy to make you feel much more comfortable in the heat. Find them at convenience stores. Find them really anywhere. You'll know what I'm talking about if you're in Japan. They are lifesavers. Tip number 4, having cash. There's a lot of places that will accept Visa or Suica cards, but the thing is, you don't want to get caught out and be that guy that's at a restaurant and then suddenly they only take cash but didn't advertise it, and you're like, well, I don't got no money. So don't bank on them accepting your Visa. You see what I did there? Bring cash. Tip number 5, bring a bag for trash. So there's not a lot of trash cans around the streets of Japan, aside from right next to like little vending machines. Sometimes there's a little like bottle disposal, recycling, or a little tiny trash can. But again, you don't want to bank on these things being wherever you're going to be. So what I did is I got like a little plastic bag to put in my backpack, and I would just store my trash in there and just wrap it up until I got to the Airbnb I was staying at. Tip number 6, escalator etiquette. Now back to etiquette again, but on the escalators in a lot of places in Japan, on the left side, it's kind of assumed that you're going to be stagnant and just chilling for the ride, whereas on the right, they are leaving space for you to just kind of skirt your way up the escalator. So, and this will change, like in Osaka, I think it's like the opposite. I think people stay stagnant on the right side of the escalator and move fast on the left side. I'm not really sure why. Look it up if you want, but yeah, be mindful as to which side of like an escalator or stairs that you're chilling out on. Tip number 7, avoid Narita Airport. So this is about 2-hour train ride from Tokyo, whereas if you go to the Haneda Airport, it is only about 30 minutes via train ride to Tokyo, and that's where obviously a lot of like first-time travelers to Japan are going to be going or staying. So bear in mind that it's much more of a pain going to that airport. I did, and everybody was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have gone to that one. You shouldn't have gone to NRT. You shouldn't have done that." So I'm letting you know. I'm trying to help you. I'm your friend. Trust me. Tip number 8 is don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, I know it's going to be scary going to a place that you might not be familiar with. You might not know the language very well, but let me assure you, it is okay okay. People are used to there being a lot of foreigners or tourists there, so don't be afraid to like reach out to someone. People are honestly really, really friendly there. I had a couple times where I just had no idea how to navigate where I was going, and I would ask just policemen that were in the street, and they would just nicely direct me there, and like sometimes even walk me to the place I was trying to get to. So I think it's okay to, I mean, obviously try to learn as much Japanese as you can, because I think that's kind of a respectful thing to do. But if obviously you're not going to be fluent, so just, yeah, don't be afraid to ask people. It's I know it's scary, but it will be okay. They'll be there to help you. And last but not least, tip number 9 is honor systems. There are a ton of honor systems in Japan. I literally saw stores on like so many different streets that just didn't have attendance there, but they would have like something to buy where you could just like go in and buy the thing and leave. So I'm from the US. This would not work here. People would steal. Not to trash on the US too much, but like it just wouldn't work. But so this was blowing my mind. But again, don't soil a good thing, you know, like respect the honor systems, be polite, respect just this place that you're in, this country you're in, and the way things function. And also I saw like a ton of bikes that would be lined up, not locked. Again, that would not work in the US, but it works in Japan. So let's keep it working. All right. Respect the honor systems. Well, there you have it. Those are 9 tips that you can use for your first trip to Japan. If you've been to Japan before, let me know in the comments. Tell me where I should go next time. I am so excited to go back. Honestly, Japan has changed my life just being there for the 2 weeks I was. I'm already looking forward to going back. Maybe someday even trying to move there. It is a beautiful place full of so much to take in, so much to explore. And I hope if you do visit Japan, you have an amazing time and that some of these tips might help you out. Other than that, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.
Bye.